Have you ever found yourself standing in a place that used to feel like home, but now feels like a stranger? Did it ever happen to you that life took a turn so sharp it left you spinning, lost in your own mind? What would you do if the silence around you became louder than the noise of the world? I used to love the quiet stillness of early mornings by the lake. Before the world woke up, those moments were mine, filled with dreams and laughter that came as easily as the wind rippling across the water. But one day, that peace was shattered like glass, leaving behind only echoes of what once was. There's a heap of photographs scattered around me now, smiles frozen in time, where happiness seems so casually permanent. It's strange how a single moment can redefine everything. My brother, my anchor, was taken from me in a heartbeat, a brutal twist of fate on an ordinary day. The accident was a cacophony of chaos that now reverberates in the stillness of my life. My family dissolved in the wake of his death. We were a mess of broken hearts that didn't know how to come together to mend. I drifted, wrapped in an armor of isolation, unreachable even to those who tried the hardest. Somehow, surviving became a cruel twist of fate. Guilt weighed on me like an endless tide, whispering questions of worth and purpose that I couldn't answer. Every day felt like another layer of numbness, heavier, sinking deeper. Friends reached out, their voices distant echoes in my world of silence. But I was trapped in a fog of grief, unable to reach back. My own mind turned into a silent prison, my screams echoing only within. Here I am, surrounded by memories that refuse to fade as I stand on the edge of something I can't quite escape. Losing my brother was like that first violent shudder when stepping into icy water. Time fractured into a chaotic blur of sirens and broken glass, the world shrinking to the suffocating reality of an empty passenger seat. I remember standing on the gravelly roadside, the metallic scent of blood mingling with the sharp aroma of burnt rubber, my mind struggling to reconcile the twisted wreckage with the vibrant life that had just been. That day marked the beginning of an agonizing silence, one that pressed into my soul with the weight of 1,000 unsaid words. It wasn't just the absence of his laughter that echoed through our halls, but the unbearable void that replaced the comforting patterns of our shared life. Each reminder felt like a ghostly thread pulling at a tapestry unraveling at my feet. Unfinished jokes, uncompleted plans, and moments unrealized. Everywhere I looked, I saw him. His shadows danced in corners of my vision, teasing the periphery of my reality. At night, sleep turned traitorous, offering no refuge, only nightmares of reliving it over and over. I lost myself in those dark hours, shackled by an endless loop of what-ifs and whys that gnawed at my sanity. Grief morphed into a silent partner, dragging with it layers of guilt and anger I couldn't articulate. I became a phantom in my own life, trapped between the impulse to scream and the utter paralysis of doing so. Even sunlight felt foreign against my skin, mocking my attempt to exist in a world that cruelly moved on without him. Friends reached out, their voices muted by the thick haze that ensnared my mind. Their attempts at comfort ricocheted off a wall I had unconsciously built, each interaction only amplifying my isolation. I was convinced my mere existence was an affront to his absence, a bitter reminder of my survival, when he, the brighter, kinder heart, was lost. I drifted through days, my exterior a reluctant mimicry of normalcy, while internally I was a shattered reflection, each crack a testament to the profound wound that had cleaved my life in two. The world felt like an unfamiliar place, and I, its most reluctant inhabitant, carrying an ache that refused to fade. I find myself standing at the shore of the lake again, where the still water reflects a tranquility that feels foreign to me now. It's ironic, really, how the world can seem so silent when inside I'm a cacophony of broken memories and relentless echoes. Each day, I wake up hoping for relief. Yet every moment is a struggle against this invisible tide threatening to pull me under. The accident replays in my mind like an unending reel, a cruel reminder of my brother's absence. His laugh, once a familiar melody, now haunts the corners of my mind. I see him in flashes, his eyes wide with fear, the sound of metal screaming as it collapses, the world shattering around us, and I, left standing in the wreckage, a survivor cursed with the gift of breath. Guilt wraps itself around my heart like a vice. Why him and not me? The question lodges itself in my throat, suffocating any hope of solace. I wander through my days, a shadow among the living, pretending at normalcy while my soul languishes in solitary confinement. There's a weight, a presence, that presses down on me, whispering that my existence is a betrayal. Isolation has become my refuge, a cocoon where I hide from the world and myself. Yet within these walls, the silence is deafening. I am trapped in a conversation with my demons, an endless dialogue where I never find the words to forgive or be forgiven. My mind, once a haven, now a battleground of intrusive thoughts that cling like thorns, tearing at my sanity. I watch from a distance as others move on, their lives a blur of color and light, while I remain tethered to monochrome grief. The exhaustion of carrying this pain leaves me hollow, a vessel emptied of hope. Some days I stand at the precipice of despair, teetering on the edge, wondering if this suffering will ever relent. I want to scream, but my voice is lost in the void. The lake, calm and indifferent, mirrors my own helplessness. I yearn for release, an escape from this relentless torment, but fear that the only escape lies in the depths below. So I remain here, caught between the haunting specter of the past and the suffocating silence of the present, praying for some measure of peace. In the shadowed corridors of my mind, I wander lost through memories that cling like ghosts, trailing whispers of what was. The world is a canvas of muted grays, and I stumble through its textures, seeking color amidst the monochrome despair that wraps itself around me. Every breath feels borrowed, a sensation of living on the cusp of an ever-present void, teetering on the brink of absence. At the lake's edge, I find myself mirrored in its placid surface. The water is still, an echo of my own silence, reflecting nothing but the sky's vast emptiness. Here is where I unravel, where the past melds into the present, and the weight of memories threatens to drown me. My brother's laughter reverberates in the recesses of my mind, a haunting melody that wrenches my heart in its reminders of love lost and times gone. The journey inward is fraught with jagged edges and unseen chasms. Forgiveness is elusive, a creature I chase through the tangled underbrush of my emotions. I long to grasp it, to cradle it in my hands like a fragile bird, but it slips away, leaving only the soft imprints of its wings upon my soul. Yet there is a flicker, a fragile light that beckons me from the depths, a therapist's presence, steadfast as the North Star in my storm-tossed night. Her gentle guidance becomes a rope to which I cling, pulling myself from the slurry of despair. Each session is a painstaking excavation of wounds I'd buried deep, a peeling away of scabs to reveal tender skin beneath. In my tentative attempts at healing, I discover others like me, lost but reaching for solace. Volunteering offers me a mirror through which I view my pain, refracted and yet the same. By sharing stories, I find that in giving voice to their struggles, I begin to untangle my own, thread by thread. The quest for meaning is not a search for answers, but a quiet acceptance of unanswerable questions. I am learning to sit with my scars, to let them whisper their lessons into quiet moments. The lake is no longer a mere reflection of my emptiness, but a testament to resilience, a testament to all that flows forward despite the depths. The silence of grief is a peculiar creature. It doesn't just sit beside you, it seeps into your bones, becoming a constant, heavy companion. In the quiet moments by the lake, I find myself reflecting on these years of carrying my brother's absence. His laughter, once a melody of my life, is now a haunting echo. Each day I've felt the weight of unasked questions, the ache of things unsaid. My heart, a well of unfinished conversations and unresolved guilt. Living with trauma is like navigating a fog, every step uncertain, every breath a struggle against the density of despair. But in this fog, I've begun to find edges of clarity. Through reflection, I've learned that the scars don't define me. They're merely parts of my tapestry. The pain remains embedded deeply, but so does a fragile understanding and the resilience to face another day. Volunteering, I've seen pain mirrored in others' eyes. There's comfort in shared suffering, a reminder I'm not alone. Slowly, I've started letting people back into my life, rebuilding connections that once felt irreparably shattered. It's not a neat closure, but an acceptance of the messiness of healing. Have you ever carried something so heavy, so private, that it shaped your entire life in silence? This is a space for those untold stories. Share your grief, your abandonment, your collapse. Each week, we'll choose one to become a voice, a story shared with the world. You are not alone. As Clara stands at the quiet lakeside once more, the mist begins to lift, revealing the tranquility of the water that mirrors her inward journey. The early morning sun gently touches the surface, casting a soft glow that ripples with possibility. Inside, Clara feels the stir of a newfound clarity, a delicate acceptance unfolding within her. The weight of her brother's absence is still there, like a shadow woven into her very being, yet it no longer suffocates her spirit. Instead, it becomes a part of the rich tapestry of her story, a testament to love and loss intricately bound together. Reflective images dance lightly across her mind, moments of their shared laughter, the warmth of his presence, intertwining with the ache of his absence. Each memory is a petal layered on the surface of her heart, some carrying the fragrance of joy, others tinged with the bitter reminder of what was lost. But in this fragile balance, Clara discerns a profound truth. Within her pain resides an echo of resilience, a silent strength that has quietly rooted in the depths of her soul. The breeze carries with it a whisper, a promise of gentle healing, of living forward while honoring the past. Clara closes her eyes, internalizing the rhythm of the earth around her, feeling the interconnectedness of her narrative with that of others. In this moment, she embraces the silence not as a void, but as a canvas upon which the colors of her emotional capacity blend, stretch, and reshape. She opens her eyes to a horizon painted with hope, no longer a prisoner of her silent scream, but an embodiment of quiet fortitude. In the stillness, Clara softly smiles, aware that While ghosts of sorrow linger, so does the light of possibility. She steps away from the lake with an understanding that the path ahead is a shared journey, and with every step, she weaves a testament of renewal and empathy, not just for herself, but for all who inhabit the echoes of pain in silence. Have you ever been through something you've never told anyone about? Something that still lives in your chest? If you feel like sharing it, we're here. Drop your story in the comments, even just a part of it. Every week, we turn one of your stories into a cinematic video just like this one. This is a safe space. Your voice matters. You're not alone.